lot of people are plagued with today, dealing with this economy that we're in right now. I know from 2 years, like 2 years ago, just dating back, we started seeing a lot of layoffs happening when it comes different companies. UPS, certain companies were doing layoffs. You had trucking companies going out of business. You had a lot of companies going out of business. But one company that I did not see downsizing, or should I say, get rid of a lot of employees, was definitely UPS. UPS played a pivotal role in the economy and where we at today. And the sad part about it is the type of layoffs that's happening now, they're more so not layoffs, they're more so like buyouts, just getting people to like step away. So they offering incentives that look as if that they're good incentives, but they're not. They're getting people to actually jump in the pot to say, "Oh, wait a minute, $1,800. Oh, this is beneficial." When it's really, when they sit down and they look at it before they take the, they realize, "Wait a minute, hold up. This 1,800 is for every year that I gave y'all." Sad part about that is, if you're not in a financial, if you're not in a good financial state, that's not going to be beneficial to you. It's going to hurt you better than help you. Because the one thing about having, this is the thing, when you take offers like that, those are offers that they look good because you might calculate the numbers, but it doesn't turn out to be much. Because when you think about like 5 years, just say for instance 5 years, ban on UPS, and they offer you, well, not offer, that's what they're giving out, to take a package deal to get 1,800 for all the years you did. So if you was there for 5 years, that's 9,000 right there. 9,000. 9,000 will probably last you, depending on your bills, say what, good 2 months, give or take. You stretch it, three. But if you don't already have a job lined up or another job, you know what I mean, that you're going to, that's going to make you a substantial amount of money that's going to be equivalent to you leaving maybe UPS, it's going to be beneficial if you find another job and you get paid the 1,800, and the 1,800 is only good for just up to a year. So that 5 years you get 9,000. That 9,000, how far would it last you? Like, realistically, how far will it last you? It can be helpful, but at the same time, we live in an era now where as though your money needs to be accounted for when you utilizing your money. And the thing is, 9,000 is not going to last you too far. It's not going to take you too far. That's why you need money saved up, especially in the predicament that we're in today, and the way it's so hard to find a job now. So if you're looking to find a job, you're going to have to definitely hustle hard and try to utilize your skills. And also, utilizing your skills, you're going to have to see what works for you, you know, because a lot of these jobs that people are being laid off from, they don't have the skills to leave a job, especially a trucking job or UPS job, to go somewhere else and use that skill somewhere else. Because a lot of times they're going to fall short. Because a lot of these jobs require certain skills that you might not possess. And that's the sad part about losing jobs when you've been there for so long. You, if you've been there for a long time, it's going to be hard to hold on to certain positions and go somewhere else and take another position doing the same thing that you just did. In most cases today, if you look at the way they be placing people, if you notice, they want you to do more with less. This is why so many places like UPS are getting rid of people, And I used to work at UPS a long time ago, and I remember how hard you used to work. And if you notice, they're giving people like if you never seen a person work at UPS, just pay attention like when they go into the docks. I'm glad I don't have to do that no more. But when you look at how much workload that they have at UPS, I kind of see now what they're doing now. They're basically trying to eliminate the salaries of these people because when you look at what they did a deal that paid these people all this money. Now, give or take, that's a good salary. But this is the problem. They're making so much money. This economy is doing so bad right now. And I'm in the trucking field. I'm in there. I'm driving the truck now. And it's doing so bad. The overhead is so high. They had an Amazon deal. When you look at the Amazon deal that UPS had, that shit did not make any sense of the money that they were making. Because when you compare it to everybody else, I was going to even jump ship until somebody made sense to say, yo, see how that's going to play out for a year. And now we're now seeing where it's done. They basically paid people all this money. Now look, they done did damn near three. They done did a layoff that was 8,000. Then they did a 12,000. Now what they doing? Doing incentives. Now they're trying to do a buyout. Then after this buyout, they're going to do another layoff. This is why the economy is doing so bad right now. And UPS is not the only one doing it. You see Google done did a lot of shaving on their in their corporate offices when it comes to AI. A lot of jobs are taking over. And UPS is also using AI with their systems inside the warehouses that they were talking about. But for some odd reason, I noticed they're not talking a lot about AI right now in UPS. But if you look it up, a lot of companies, even Amazon, and we deal with Amazon, and that's one of the big things about Amazon that hurts a lot of companies, and it hurt UPS big time because UPS took on a big contract with Amazon. And if you even look up that, like the contract that they have with Amazon, Amazon, I'm not gonna say they pay pennies, but they don't pay the best when it comes to the output of companies. That's why we pulled our trailers back. Because they'll sit on your trailers and you be losing money with Amazon. So the deal that UPS did with Amazon, they was making, I think, I forgot what their percentage was, but it was very small. And you eat up a lot of pay when you're say for instance like UPS, they're paying their workers what up to $50 an hour, but you go to Amazon and you sitting there for damn near 30 to 40 to an hour. You giving up all this work just for Amazon, just for one person, and then when you look at that, you utilize all these hours just for somebody to sit there. You losing too much money, too much money. And that's why, like, a lot of things have to change out here today because a lot of places are doing so many layoffs. It's skyrocketing. Even you're seeing a workload of places where as though they also cutting hours. Like you're seeing so many jobs being torn apart right now just off of the workload and how much they paying people. This is why so many people are complaining of pricing and whatnot, and they want a bigger wage. But the problem is too, so many things cost so much today, and it's a lot of people like not even thinking about the tariffs and everything's coming from the docks, especially when it comes to the trucks moving off of the docks. Like, look, man, a lot of people out here in struggle mode, man. And it's sad because you're trying to figure out your next move, and it seems as if today we definitely need, most people need a second income in order to make themselves feel adequate to be able to pay their bills and to be able to be comfortable. Because when was the last time you felt comfortable? Like you definitely gonna have to take on a second job. And if you're not taking on the second job, whoever you with, y'all gotta put in money into the pot. Like those days are over where you think you're going to be able to get ahead with just one income. Because by myself, I can do all the things I want to do in life. But if somebody else is in a household, it's going to be uncomfortable for one person They take on the blunt force of all the bills and then sit around and say, well, I just want to make my family feel comfortable when the other party is making money too. You got to be able to contribute because when you're looking at the way the world is today, they're setting people up to think that you don't need nobody. But then what ends up happening is when you buy yourself, you end up taking 100% of the bills, everything. You take on everything. But then when you come together, people are not looking at what things cost now. Think about it. You can see a new pickup truck, cost damn near 100,000. You see a basic vehicle, they want to give you for damn near 40 something thousand. But then if you go cheaper and cheaper, then you get in a tiny vehicle. It's crazy the way these prices are right now. Anything that they're pushing out today, they're making you feel the blunt force of everything that's happening right now. That's why I say these layoffs are not going to slow down. They're not. And you can see it. You can see the writing on the wall through the way the taxes are set up. Think about this. We're doing all this inflation and everything, and all these bills being passed. I just found out, and I didn't even know this. The bill that talks about our taxes don't even it doesn't even affect everybody. You have to make a very small percentage for the taxes to basically affect you, whereas though you end up getting more money in your check. I fall under the category of, if you look up truck drivers, I don't see a difference in my taxes after this new bill. So I'm like, damn. Like when you look around today, it seems like everything is set up to just keep you there, keep you stagnated. It's keeping you just there, so you can be like just a little bit of comfortable, but not really comfortable. So this is what's happening right now. So a lot of us have to actually think a lot different in how we attack our jobs now. That's why you can't feel bad when people jump ship and they go to new jobs looking for a better outcome, because when you look at how jobs used to be before, you used to can go to jobs like UPS, FedEx, all these other jobs, and you could be there for a long time, a substantial amount of time. You got people that got 10, 20, some of them even 30 years in at a job. But along with you being there at a job for a long period of time, you still have to be able to say to yourself, I am happy here, I'm comfortable, but it's hard to find jobs now where you can stay there and be comfortable, because these jobs know that if they pay you low, they thinking to themselves, I guess they thinking to themselves, you're going to get a more of an output to try to work your way up the ladder. But what's happening now is so many people struggling right now. Nobody is standing around for a job just to try to make a better income when you're already struggling. It's not doing that. It's not working. It's basically a lost cause to actually dedicate yourself somewhere where you can't even make a certain amount of money to be able to pay your bills. Because if you look at your bills today, majority of your income is eaten up by rent, mortgage, electric bills. People are hurting right now. So by you seeing more and more layoffs happening, it's letting you know that the economy is not growing. It's actually trying to downsize. And if you're trying to downsize, it's showing you now that you cannot put your faith into these jobs. You cannot. That's why a lot of people today have to start to think differently about their full-time job. If you're not making enough, you have to stay there until you find something better. You can't just quit your job today. Whatever you're making, you still got to stay there until you find something better. Once you find something better, then you move to the next job. But you stand at a job just because and you're not making enough, it's not going to benefit you. It's not, because most of your money gets eaten up from rent, mortgage payments, car insurance. Car insurance is so damn high now. It's more some car insurance is more than a car note. And they already said the car notes are damn near around about 750, 700, or something like that average. So when you're looking at these layoffs happening, these layoffs are definitely associated with the way the economy is. If things cost more, that means places like UPS and them, have to charge more. because fuel costs. Diesel costs a lot of money, and then their overhead is a lot. And then you look at the new contract that they did. You making 50,000 an hour, so you got drivers literally making bank after a year, like they literally walking away, making over 100 and something thousand a year, which is good. But a lot of us, not I'm not gonna say a lot of us, but some of us do make 100 something thousand. But the problem is, it's through overtime. And when you touch on overtime, it's a different league. But when you making salary, making an hourly wage of 50,000 an hour, then that's different. That hits different. That means you know that you're making a certain amount. You're guaranteed to make a certain amount a year, and that's what UP. That's why UPS right now is scratching their heads. Like, damn, they want to come back to the table. But the problem is, when you're coming back to the table, is you're coming back to the table for what? People not trying to go backwards. And this is why they're doing that layoff. Not layoff, that buyout. But that buyout is going to have a layoff behind it. If you look up what people with their contracts were saying, inside their contracts, they were stating that it was 1,800 every year that you gave to the country. I almost said the country, to the company. But you notice that they don't give a damn about you, because if you notice, even with that, every year that you dedicated, you get the 1,800. You notice that they mention nothing about Medicare or anything. So it looks like you're basically going to be in a lose lose. If you don't already have money set up, money already saved, whatnot, things paid off, your car's paid off, or anything, whereas though you're able to walk away and say, I can slow roll and find another job, then you will not be able to take a deal like that. Because let's be real, most people don't have at least a good 12 or 13 years put in. Most of them probably, not most, a lot of them, especially if you're dealing with jobs like UPS, they might have people that normally was dedicated to that job. They have a lot of years in. But those are people that probably got a good 20, 15 or so, whereas though it might be beneficial. But if you got less than that, then that's chump change. Because once the taxes hit, Uncle Sam won't get his cut. At first, when I looked at the numbers, I said, "Oh, it ain't bad." But then when I seen that it said years, I said, "Oh, hold up, wait a minute." So if you did 5 years and that 1,800, that's 9,000 right there. And I'm like, "Well, damn, 10, that's 18." And then I'm like, "Well, wait a minute, how does that get taxed?" And then when you sit down and start doing the numbers, you say to yourself, "Wait a minute, hold up." So if I got 18, let's just say if I did the 18, just 2 years in, and I got no Medicare, my Medicare, because I'm pretty sure they're going to drop the Medicare. They don't mention everything, but that's another thing I noticed about when people showed their papers they got in the mail about the deal taking the 1,800. I noticed that they was even saying, yo, they don't even know what's going to happen with that medical. I can tell you most likely they're going to probably drop you. You'll probably have 30 days or so, you know. Jobs today, who knows, man? You got to find out the fine print, all the things in the background. That's the thing that's hurting people right now, man, because right now the economy don't give a damn about anybody right now. These jobs can care less. And you see the way everything is going right now, you don't even know if you're going to have a job today or tomorrow, no matter how good your day went. You can clock in today and then clock out tomorrow. It's just what it is. So I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna wish a lot of y'all good luck, man. Good luck, and hopefully y'all can be able to make it out here, and do y'all thing out here. But you definitely want to be able to at least try to set yourselves up. Like, if y'all not doing anything for a second job, you might want to take up something, especially if you're a good baker. You want to start doing some things on the side. Doing some things on the side because when you make an extra income, it'll give you a little bit of a relief to know that, wait a minute, I got a little bit of a threshold to be able to make some money on the side and still try to figure out what I'm going to do next. Because one thing for sure, one thing for certain, when the money stops and everything dries up, you will be sitting there at the end trying to figure out how you're going to make money. And you don't want to set yourself up for failure. So that's one thing I learned about life. When you're working and you have a paycheck coming in, no matter who you with, any company can switch up at any time and just say, hey, we're not doing good, we're about to close up, or we about to downsize. And if you're one of the ones that they're going to downsize on, you're the one that's going to get the short end of the stick. All right? So I'm going to say good luck to y'all.